Alright, so here is actually not my first pairing, but my first successful pairing video. But the first time I've actually gotten this on film. So, what I've got here is a Calibrachi's fimbriatus. I've had this girl for a couple of years now, give or take, I'm not sure. But she molted in early November, so at the time of the pairing, she was very fresh. I got a mature male from Jaegerman Jensen over at Arachnoboards on a loan, meaning he'll get 50% of the slings given she lays a successful sack. I've been boosting her humidity and heat for a while. I fed her plenty, which is why she is super fat right now. I tried pairing several times before this actual video and they all failed. The male either ran away or she tried eating him. I was getting ready to give up, but I was up quite late because of a pretty bad ear infection. I couldn't sleep and she began tapping at 2 a.m. So I decided to just go ahead and pair her. I was up anyway, I didn't feel like it, but it is what it is. Alright, and here is where the first attempt at pairing went. He sat here for about half an hour. She knew he was there. Again, she was wildly tapping before. She felt his footsteps just walking into the enclosure, and she was tapping at him, but he was a stone. He didn't move at all. I've never seen tapping like this before from her. She was vibrating. She actually splashed some water on him because she began tapping on the water dish. It was actually kind of funny. But still, he wasn't moving at all. I was getting ready to remove him because of how long he was sitting there. If they're not both tapping, chances are he's not feeling it. And then some magic started to happen. At this point, he finally started moving, so I backed off and started filming. You'll note that most of these videos I shot are pretty dark, and the reason why is because both of these are pretty photosensitive, meaning they're light sensitive. I didn't want to freak him out, so I just left it be. Now, he's trying to guide her out. He doesn't want to be in there. The enclosure is not too small for her, but as far as he's concerned, this entire enclosure is her den. He doesn't want to be there. She could very easily eat him, and he has nowhere to run if he goes in there. So, for quite a while, you'll see he's trying to guide her out. She's having none of it. She's just staying there. Still some very mild tapping from him if you watch closely. It's hard to see through this dark lens here, but he was definitely very lightly tapping. This is more of him just trying to get her out of there. Now he's pretty wildly tapping. There's more of a slap than anything. She's still not following him. She just does not want to leave her home. I don't blame her. As far as she's concerned, leaving is dangerous, and as far as he's concerned, entering is dangerous. So they're at a bit of a stalemate now. He doesn't want to go in there, and she's not coming out. She's got all the time in the world, and females have a long life expectancy. Males of this species live for maybe a year if they're lucky. You can actually see her rearing up right there. That is her welcoming him in. She's not tapping anymore. She is saying, come on in, and he's literally turning around. He just does not want to go down in there. Now you'll see later, that is actually how they pair. The female has to rear up, because the male kind of has to get up underneath her. And so she's welcoming him in. Kind of looks like a threat posture. It's not, I promise you. Here's just a still photo of it. If you just go on Google and search what a threat posture looks like, you'll see there's some subtle differences. Her knees are more tucked in towards her carapace. She's trying to get him to come in, and he's just not. He sat here for quite some time. From what I recall, it was roughly 10 minutes or so, give or take. I'm honestly not sure, but it was a while, long enough that once again I started considering getting him out of there, but luckily I did not do that. She moved a little bit and he freaked out. He left the enclosure. He's actually on the outside of the enclosure right now. He didn't run off permanently, he still wants to do this, but she freaked him out. She moved a little too quickly in his direction and he bolted. So again, still trying to guide her out. He's still tapping and she is still not coming out. You can see him tapping just a little bit. He's getting impatient. He knows his time is short. I'm sure she's getting impatient herself, and he knows it. He finally gives up and actually crawls back in. It's almost like a switch went off, like he knows he's not going to do this. And then he does this for a while. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. He's lucky that she didn't take him down. Honestly, this is kind of stupid right here. So right about here you can see he actually finally goes in and they actually attempt a pairing. They finally start going for it and it almost immediately fails once they get going. Yeah, they fell. It's alright though, he's in at this point, he's gonna go for it, he may as well. And there it is. They're actually finally pairing at this point. Again, hard to see because of the light, I know, but it is. He finally got more aggressive with this. It's about time. He was just very anxious before. They had a little bit of a scuffle. I jumped, I admit, but they're fine. Not sure who caused the scuffle, but no one got bit. In fact, he's still very much alive about a month later. And that's about it. There's going to be a whole lot of this for a little while. He was at it for quite some time. She was patient with him. You'll get a better view of this quite soon, I promise. Again, they're light sensitive, so I had no heavy lights on them right now. I do eventually get some light, so bear with it. You'll get a better view of it soon. More of the pairing. This is all in real time, by the way. I didn't speed it up or slow down any of this footage, anything you'll see. This is all in real time. So he was at it for quite some time, about 5 to 7 minutes by my guesstimate, around there. Given how much time has been at this point, I finally considered just turning on the light. Even if they scurried off, he's had a successful insertion at this point. Luckily, though, I got some great footage even after I turned on the lights. You can see his pedipalps rubbing up underneath her. This is him basically giving her all the sperm she needs. She's going to store it in what's called a spermatheca, basically a pouch for sperm. That's what's going on here. And you're just going to see this for quite a while. So I'm going to go ahead and shut up now. Enjoy the film. Alright, he finished up shortly after that video finished. I just happened to turn it off. I got bored, but he actually finished shortly after. He bolted. He got out of there. He backed away from her, and in fact, you can see him up on the upper right-hand corner right now. And at this point, she began to frantically clean herself. Now, this is some heavy speculation on my part, so don't take this as gospel or even close to fact. This is me just guessing. I've seen several females do this, both in my experience and in other videos, of just cleaning, like, frantically, like almost like something's wrong. I personally believe that she's cleaning herself so frantically because she just came in contact with another spider that may be carrying mites or other parasites. It would be an advantage for her to clean herself as quickly as possible to remove these. In the wild, this could easily result in her death. Again, just speculation. I don't know if that's what's happening, but I can't really think of another reason why she'd be doing this. She's expending a lot of energy right now, and she's drawing a lot of attention to herself. So this is not something that should be done other than to clean. So that's my guess. And that's really it. The pairing was clearly a success. I'm going to go ahead and post a few pictures of the pairing. They're fairly high resolution, better than the video. So enjoy. And as always, thank you for watching Iraniade. I promise a real full episode is coming very soon. I will see you next time.